Krampus is a mythical figure deeply rooted in alpine folklore, often described as a horned, anthropomorphic creature that serves as a counterpoint to the benevolent Saint Nicholas. Originating from traditions in regions such as Austria, Bavaria, and Croatia, Krampus is depicted as a frightening entity tasked with punishing misbehaving children, either by terrifying them or carrying them away in his sack. This creature's origins date back to pre-Christian traditions, where similar horned entities were common in European paganism, symbolizing the dark, chaotic forces of winter. The cultural significance of Krampus is multifaceted. Firstly, it reflects the duality of reward and punishment that permeates many cultural narratives, embodying the age-old struggle between good and evil. As a counterpart to St. Nicholas, Krampus's presence in folklore underscores the balance between moral dichotomies, echoing the societal necessity for both reward and reproach. Furthermore, Krampus has become a symbol of cultural unity in areas where his lore is still celebrated, fostering community through traditional festivals like Krampusnacht, a night of parades and celebrations dedicated to this dark figure. In practice, Krampus's presence is still felt today. The Krampuslauf, or Krampus Run, is an annual event where people dress as a terrifying creature and parade through the streets, often scaring onlookers in good-natured fun. This tradition has gone beyond its original regions, spreading to places like the United States, where similar events are held to celebrate the winter holiday season with a twist. Additionally, Krampus's image has permeated popular culture, inspiring a variety of horror films and literature that tap into his darkly fascinating character. Opinions on Krampus are varied. Some see this dark figure as an essential part of preserving cultural heritage, while others believe that the menacing nature of Krampus might be too intense for modern audiences, particularly children. Controversies arise particularly around the psychological impact on youths who may find Krampus's threatening appearance genuinely frightening. Others argue that the commercialized portrayal of Krampus in films and media undermines his traditional folklore roots. The lore of Krampus connects to broader themes within dark history and myth, illustrating how cultures find ways to express fear, punishment, and morality through storytelling. This interplay between folklore and societal norms highlights the importance of dark figures like Krampus in understanding collective fears and values, thus influencing other mythical narratives that discuss balance and morality. Ultimately, exploring Krampus's origins and cultural significance offers valuable insights into how societies interpret and manage the complexities of human behavior and tradition. The mythological roots of Krampus trace back to ancient pagan traditions and folklore, which form the foundation of this enigmatic figure's dark history and lore. Krampus, often depicted as a horned, anthropomorphic creature, is believed to have originated in pre-Christian alpine traditions. The figure embodies the duality of human nature, representing a balance between good and evil. As such, Krampus serves as a darker counterpart to St. Nicholas, terrorizing naughty children while rewarding the well-behaved during the festive season. The significance of Krampus's mythological roots lies in its deep connection to the cultural and spiritual practices of early European tribes. Such traditions were often linked to the natural cycles and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. By understanding these roots, we can better appreciate how Krampus was not merely a tool of fear, but also a symbolic representation of societal norms and moral lessons. One specific example of Krampus's pagan connections is found in the Perchtenlauf of Austria. This event, featuring masked figures known as Perchten, celebrates the pagan goddess Perchta and her entourage of spirits. While distinct from Krampus, the Perchtenlauf shares similar themes of morality and punishment, highlighting the shared cultural heritage of these traditions. Another example is the adaptation of Krampus into modern celebrations such as the Krampuslauf or Krampus Run, where participants Perchta and her entourage of spirits. While distinct from Krampus, the Perchtenlauf shares similar themes of morality and punishment, highlighting the shared cultural heritage of these traditions. Another example is the adaptation of Krampus into modern celebrations such as the Krampuslauf or Krampus Run, where participants don costumes to recreate the creature's infamous holiday antics. These events serve as cultural touchstones, continuing to disseminate Krampus lore through lively and communal experiences. Opinions supporting the preservation of Krampus tradition often emphasize the importance of maintaining cultural heritage and the inherent value of folklore in reflecting and shaping societal values. However, this topic is not without its challenges. Some critics argue that Krampus is an outdated and potentially harmful figure, especially for children, as it leans toward glorifying fear and physical punishment. Conversely, defenders argue that Krampus provides a satirical or cautionary counterbalance to the often overly commercialized holiday season. The lore and mythological roots of Krampus deeply influence other aspects of the main topic by creating a complex interplay between fear, morality, and tradition. They provide a rich tapestry from which countless stories, interpretations, and celebrations are derived. By exploring these mythological roots, one can gain a holistic understanding of how Krampus has evolved over time, resonating within cultural consciousness and inspiring both awe and trepidation across generations. Krampus, a horned anthropomorphic figure from Alpine folklore, is often depicted as a menacing companion to Saint Nicholas. Like the benevolent gift giver, Krampus punishes misbehaving children, serving as a dark counterpart in the folklore landscape. The concept of Krampus in European culture, regional variations and celebrations, delves into how different European cultures have interpreted and celebrated this sinister figure, providing a fascinating look at local traditions and societal values. The significance of exploring Krampus's regional variations lies in understanding the diverse cultural narratives and customs that surround this mythological entity. These variations highlight how communities have used folklore to address societal norms, social cohesion, and the concept of morality, making it a rich tapestry of cultural history. Take Austria, for instance, where the tradition of Krampusnacht on December 5th sees men dressed as Krampus parading through the streets, often with elaborate costumes and masks. This event is not only a celebration, but an important cultural expression that blends fear and festivity, reflecting local customs and historical influences. In contrast, in parts of Germany, the Krampus figure is often presented with more theatrical and performative elements, sometimes involving plays and stage battles between Krampus and St. Nicholas. These performances serve dual purposes, entertaining the community and reinforcing social norms by illustrating the consequences of good and bad behavior. While many embrace these traditions as a unique cultural heritage, some oppose them due to their frightening nature, questioning their appropriateness, especially for children. Critics argue that the portrayal of Krampus perpetuates fear rather than joy during a season typically associated with celebration. This has led to some communities reevaluating the role and representation of Krampus in modern festivities. These regional variations not only enrich the tapestry of European folklore, but also highlight the adaptability of myths within diverse cultural contexts. The embodiment of Krampus in multiple forms reveals how folklore can both unite and divide, reflecting societal concerns and values across different regions. This exploration of Krampus in European culture connects with broader themes of folklore, such as the balance between fear and festivity, the role of myths in cultural identity, and their evolution in contemporary society. Through these connections, Krampus serves as a lens to examine the complexities and contradictions inherent in cultural traditions and highlights the enduring power of folklore in shaping collective memory and identity. In the folklore of Central Europe, Krampus is a mythical creature that serves and their evolution in contemporary society. Through these connections, Krampus serves as a lens to examine the complexities and contradictions inherent in cultural traditions and highlights the enduring power of folklore in shaping collective memory and identity. In the folklore of Central Europe, Krampus is a mythical creature that serves as the dark counterpart to Saint Nicholas in the celebration of Christmas festivities. While Saint Nicholas rewards well-behaved children with gifts and treats, Krampus is tasked with punishing those who are naughty, often depicted with horns, dark fur, and a terrifying appearance. This juxtaposition between the benevolent Saint Nicholas and the menacing Krampus highlights the duality of the holiday season, where good and evil, reward and punishment, are celebrated together. The inclusion of Krampus in Christmas traditions is significant because it introduces a moral dimension to the festivities, emphasizing not only generosity and kindness, but also the importance of discipline and accountability. This contrast enriches the lore surrounding Christmas, lending it a deeper cultural resonance beyond mere celebration. For example, in Austria and parts of Germany, the Krampuslauf or Krampus Run is an annual event where people dress as Krampus and parade through the streets, playfully brandishing switches and chains. These parades serve as a vivid cultural touchstone that keeps the tradition alive, blending fear with festivity in the spirit of community entertainment. Another example is the popular Krampusnacht, celebrated on the eve of St. Nicholas Day, where children await their fates, receiving either gifts from St. Nicholas or a visit from Krampus, making the anticipation of Christmas both exciting and daunting. Supporters of this tradition argue that the presence of Krampus provides a useful tool for teaching children about morality, consequences, and the dual nature of human behavior. Through this lens, Krampus becomes an educational figure rather than merely a frightening one. However, there are challenges and controversies associated with enforcing such traditions, as some people view the Krampus legend as too frightening for children, potentially causing unnecessary fear and anxiety. Critics argue that these traditions might overshadow the positive, joyful aspects of the holiday season. Moreover, the role of Krampus influences other aspects of Christmas lore by reinforcing the enduring theme of balance between light